Christopher Nolan's films are unforgettable. But why? Is it the mind-bending visuals, the intricate plots, or is it something else? There's a hidden layer to Nolan's storytelling, a secret that goes beyond the action and twists. It's what connects Inception to The Prestige, The Dark Knight to Interstellar, and it's the reason why his movies stay with us long after the credits roll. To uncover it, we need to start where all great stories begin, at the beginning. Born in London in 1970, Christopher Nolan grew up in a creative household. His father, an advertising executive, and his mother, a flight attendant and English teacher, encouraged his imagination. Inspired by Star Wars, 2001: Space Odyssey, and anything Ridley Scott, Nolan began experimenting with storytelling at just 7 years old, along with his brother Jonathan. Using his father's Super 8 camera, they would create stop-motion films using action figures and claymation. Stop motion is no easy feat, and that's coming from personal experience. Every frame needs precision to make the motions fluid and consistent. These challenges force creativity in ways other mediums might not. How much do you think these early experiences shaped Nolan's groundbreaking approach to storytelling? And what about you? Have you ever tried making your own stop-motion videos or creative projects? What challenges did you face? And more importantly, how did you overcome them? By his teenage years, Nolan's fascination with filmmaking had deepened. At a Catholic prep school, he met Rocco Bellic, a fellow aspiring director. Their shared passion for film would set the stage for a future collaboration. Nolan went on to study English literature at University College London, opting for a more classical education while still building a strong foundation in storytelling. During his time at university, he fully immersed himself in the filmmaking world. Despite not being a formal film student, he became president of the Student Film Society, which gave him access to equipment and the opportunity to continue making his own work. It was here that he and Bellic collaborated on Tarantella, a short film that would later air on a local PBS station, marking one of Nolan's first significant projects. After university, Nolan kept his momentum going with 2 more short films, Larceny and Doodlebug. Larceny, a black and white thriller about a pickpocket being pursued through the woods, showcased Nolan's early mastery of suspense and tension. The film's tight pacing and minimalist style drew inspiration from noir thrillers and Hitchcockian suspense. It gained recognition at the Cambridge Film Festival and established Nolan as a filmmaker to watch out for. Next came Doodlebug, a short with a shocking twist that would become a hallmark of Nolan's work. In Doodlebug, a man relentlessly hunts down a bug, only to find that his obsession leads to an unexpected and unsettling conclusion. The film reflected Nolan's growing interest in the complexities of time, perception, and identity, themes he would later explore in much greater depth. Doodlebug also marked a pivotal moment in Nolan's personal life, as he collaborated with Emma Thomas, who would go on to become his wife and frequent producing partner. Around this time, Nolan moved to Chicago, where he collaborated again with Bellic, whose family had settled there. The city's independent film scene proved crucial for Nolan, offering him new opportunities, including exposure through Image Union, the PBS program that showcased Tarantella. This move allowed Nolan to refine his style and helped him gain the early recognition that would open doors for his future projects. Despite some early successes with his short films, Nolan struggled to gain traction in the industry. He decided to take matters into his own hands, directing Following on a $6,000 budget with the help of his girlfriend Emma Thomas and a small group of friends. The film was notable for featuring primarily unknown actors. Jeremy Theobald, who starred in the film, was a complete newcomer, as were the rest of the cast. Nolan would later bring him back in several of his films, establishing an early collaboration. The film follows a young man who becomes obsessed with following strangers and gets involved in a series of criminal activities with a burglar. Nolan conceived the film while still in his 20s. The project was shot using minimal equipment. He used 16mm film, and much of the production relied on the availability of the homes of friends and family. The restricted budget forced Nolan to adopt creative solutions, from filming in the streets of London at night to shooting in black and white to help manage lighting.
It was very interesting reapproaching my first movie. There are a lot of things in it that I'm very proud of. I'm particularly proud of the performances that the actors gave, because we had to shoot the film really doing everything on a first or second take. So they had to be extremely well prepared, and we'd rehearsed every scene of the film like a stage play so we could go into a location and just get a scene done. Really, I think the cast did an incredible job.
The story was told in a non-linear fashion. This made it feel more disorienting and intense, which added to its psychological thriller atmosphere. He shot quickly, often using only one camera angle to save time and money. Additionally, with no formal film training, Nolan had to learn on the fly, relying on his instincts and sense of storytelling. The limited budget also meant the cast and crew had to pitch in with tasks outside their usual roles. Despite these constraints, Following managed to become a critical success, earning praise for its innovative structure and atmosphere. It showcased Nolan's emerging knack for creating tension and keeping the audience on edge with minimalist storytelling. Though a modest production, it was significant in shaping Nolan's distinctive filmmaking style. His interest in fragmented narratives, psychological complexity, and the blurring of morality were all present in Following, providing the foundation for many of the themes that would dominate his career. It also marked Nolan as a filmmaker who could make the most out of very little, relying on cleverness and ingenuity to create something gripping despite its limited resources. Building on the success of Following, Christopher Nolan set out to create a more ambitious film. His brother Jonathan Nolan pitched a story idea about a man with anterograde amnesia seeking revenge for his wife's murder. Intrigued by the concept, Nolan developed a screenplay that told the story in reverse order, immersing the audience in the fractured perspective of the protagonist. The unconventional script caught the attention of Aaron Ryder, an executive at Newmarket Films, who described it as perhaps the most innovative script I've ever seen. Despite rejections from other studios that feared the non-linear narrative might alienate audiences, Newmarket saw potential in Nolan's vision. They agreed to finance Memento with a $4.5 million budget and also took on distribution responsibilities, taking a significant gamble on the up-and-coming director. Nolan cast Guy Pearce as Leonard Shelby, the amnesiac protagonist, alongside Carrie-Anne Moss and Joe Pantoliano. Pearce's portrayal of Leonard's vulnerability and determination anchored the film, while Moss and Pantoliano added layers of ambiguity to the story. The film's production presented unique challenges, including ensuring that the reverse structure made sense both narratively and emotionally. As the story follows Leonard, piecing together clues to find his wife's killer, while relying on Polaroid photos and tattoos to compensate for his memory loss, the audience experiences Leonard's confusion and desperation firsthand, creating a gripping and disorienting viewing experience. The film debuted at the Venice Film Festival in 2000 and quickly garnered critical acclaim for its originality and emotional depth. Its non-linear storytelling, exploration of memory, and morally complex characters captivated audiences and critics alike. It earned approximately $40 million worldwide, significantly surpassing its modest budget and receiving 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Original Screenplay and Best Film Editing. Memento marked a turning point in Nolan's career, proving he could balance innovative storytelling with deeply human themes. Its success not only solidified his reputation as a visionary filmmaker, but also opened doors to larger projects, paving the way for his future collaborations with major studios, and setting the stage for his ascent into blockbuster filmmaking. After Memento established Nolan as a master of complex, non-linear storytelling, he took a pivotal step with Insomnia in 2002. Warner Bros. Approached Nolan to direct this remake of a Norwegian thriller, following Memento's success and the attention it garnered from industry figures like Steven Soderbergh. The film, written by Hilary Zeitz, starred Al Pacino, Robin Williams, and Hilary Swank. Insomnia showcased Nolan's ability to work with A-list talent while continuing to explore themes of guilt and moral ambiguity. Though not nominated for major awards, the film's success proved that Nolan could handle larger budgets and studio expectations without compromising his unique style. The success of Insomnia led Warner Bros. To hand Nolan the reins of the struggling Batman franchise. In Batman Begins, Nolan partnered with screenwriter David S. Goyer to bring a grounded, psychologically rich origin story to the screen. The film explored themes of fear, redemption, and vigilantism, and was praised for its realistic approach to the superhero genre. It grossed $373 million globally and marked the beginning of Nolan's blockbuster era. The film did not receive major awards, but garnered critical acclaim, revitalizing the superhero genre. The Dark Knight came about in 2008 following the success of Batman Begins, with the idea for a sequel quickly gaining momentum after the first film's critical and commercial success. While the trilogy wasn't fully planned from the start, Warner Bros. Approved the sequel after the financial success of the first film. Nolan again partnered with his brother Jonathan Nolan to co-write the screenplay. The film's darker tone and Heath Ledger's unforgettable performance as the Joker earned it widespread acclaim. The film grossed over $1 billion worldwide, making it one of the highest-grossing films of all time, and receiving 8 Academy Award nominations. Ledger won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, cementing The Dark Knight as a cultural landmark in film history. The trilogy concluded with The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. The film's themes of redemption, sacrifice, and resilience brought Bruce Wayne's story to a dramatic conclusion. The film featured a strong cast, including Tom Hardy as the villain Bane, Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as John Blake. Tom Hardy's performance as Bane, with his distinctive voice and physicality, became a memorable part of the film. While it didn't earn major awards, The Dark Knight Rises grossed over $1 billion globally and rounded out a trilogy that became a defining series in modern filmmaking. Jumping back to 2006, Nolan directed The Prestige, a film about obsession and sacrifice in the world of magic. The film was produced by Nolan's own production company, Syncope, and distributed by Touchstone Pictures. It was based on the 1995 novel by Christopher Priest, with a screenplay adapted by Jonathan and Christopher Nolan. The project was proposed to Nolan by his wife Emma Thomas, who had a strong interest in bringing the novel to the screen. Starring Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, the film explores themes of deception, rivalry, and consequences of one's ambition. He also got David Bowie to play Nikola Tesla, feeling that his charisma suited the role. The film grossed $109 million globally and earned 2 Academy Award nominations, including Best Cinematography. This film marked a critical turning point for Nolan, as he blended mind-bending storytelling with deep emotional resonance, showcasing his ability to combine complex narrative structures with profound character-driven themes. Then came Inception in 2010, arguably Nolan's most unique and characteristic film. Written and directed by Nolan, Inception was produced by Syncope and distributed by Warner Bros. The film, about a heist set within the subconscious, was both intellectually challenging and visually stunning. Inception grossed over $830 million worldwide and earned 8 Academy Award nominations, winning 4 Oscars, including Best Cinematography, Best Sound Editing, and Best Visual Effects. The complex narrative structure, which played with time and reality, further established Nolan's trademark style. But here's where the debate lies. Does Nolan's obsession with complex, mind-bending plots make his films more brilliant, or just an overhyped puzzle that's hard to connect with? Let me know your take in the comments. After the massive success of Inception and the Batman trilogy, Nolan took on Interstellar, an ambitious project that became very personal for him.
I think there's something about the starkness and the massiveness of the environment they're in that really reduces this focus very tightly to human bonds and what makes us who we are.
Originally developed at Paramount Pictures with Steven Spielberg set to direct, Interstellar took a new direction when Spielberg stepped away from the project due to scheduling conflicts. Christopher Nolan stepped in as director, revising the script alongside his brother to blend his own version of the story with the story Jonathan had crafted. Produced by Syncope and Legendary Pictures, and distributed by Paramount domestically and Warner Bros. Internationally, Interstellar explored themes of love, sacrifice, and humanity's survival. It starred Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, and Michael Caine. The film marked Nolan's first collaboration with cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, whose visuals enhanced the storytelling. Hans Zimmer's spectacular music compositions became integral to the film's emotional impact. Interstellar grossed over $700 million worldwide and won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. Its exploration of black holes and time dilation demonstrated Nolan's commitment to pushing the boundaries of scientific accuracy in storytelling, making audiences question the very fabric of reality. Some argue that Interstellar's emotional core is overshadowed by its scientific ambition. Do you think Nolan struck the right balance between heart and intellect? Dunkirk was a change of gears for the star-studded director, a World War II epic emphasizing survival and heroism. Inspired by his fascination with the Dunkirk evacuation, Nolan wrote the screenplay structuring it around 3 interwoven timelines: land, sea, and air. The film was produced by Syncope and Warner Bros. Hoyt van Hoytema returned as cinematographer, capturing the harrowing visuals with IMAX cameras. Hans Zimmer's innovative score featuring a ticking watch heightened the tension. The cast included newcomers Fionn Whitehead, Barry Keoghan, and even Harry Styles, alongside well-established actors like Tom Hardy, Kenneth Branagh, and Mark Rylance. Dunkirk grossed over $500 million globally and won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Editing. Its minimalist dialogue and focus on visual storytelling showcased Nolan's evolution, crafting tension and emotion through pure cinema. Pivoting off that statement, Dunkirk is often praised for its technical brilliance but criticized for its lack of character development. Does this make it less impactful, or is it a necessary sacrifice for authenticity? With Tenet, Nolan returned to mind-bending science fiction. Produced by Syncope and Warner Bros., the film was based on Nolan's original screenplay and explored time inversion through the story of a secret agent preventing global annihilation. Tenet starred John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debicki, and Kenneth Branagh. Ludwig Göransson replaced Hans Zimmer as composer, bringing fresh energy to the film. Released during the COVID-19 pandemic, Tenet grossed $365 million worldwide, but faced challenges due to limited theatrical attendance. Warner Bros.' decision to release its 2020 slate simultaneously on streaming platforms led to a public rift with Nolan, who criticized the move as detrimental to theaters. This marked the end of his long-standing partnership with the studio. Tenet's intricate plot again left audiences divided, with some calling it brilliant and others finding it incomprehensible. Where do you stand on this polarizing film? In 2023, Nolan released his most recent film, Oppenheimer. But hey, the internet sure had a lot of fun combining the two.
See the bright pink glow of a new era. We imagine a future. And our imaginings look fabulous.
And honestly, it's easy to see why. While Barbie was all about colorful fantasy, Oppenheimer tackled one of the darkest chapters in human history, creating the atomic bomb. Oppenheimer is a shift in direction for Nolan, taking on the true story of Robert J. Oppenheimer and the creation of the atomic bomb. It was again produced by Syncope, and this time distributed by Universal Pictures, marking Nolan's first collaboration with the studio following his departure from Warner Bros. The screenplay was based on the Pulitzer Prize-winning biography American Prometheus, written by Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin, adapted by Nolan himself. The film starred Cillian Murphy, who gave a haunting performance as Oppenheimer, alongside Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, and Matt Damon. Hoyt van Hoytema returned as cinematographer, and Ludwig Göransson again created the film's soundtrack. Oppenheimer went on to win 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor for Cillian Murphy, Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr., Best Cinematography, Best Editing, and Best Original Score. Grossing over $900 million globally, it became one of the highest-grossing R-rated films of all time. The film earned critical acclaim for its exploration of guilt, power, and the moral dilemmas of invention, solidifying Nolan's ability to craft compelling, thought-provoking cinema. Oppenheimer challenges viewers to confront the consequences of scientific progress. Does the film glorify or critique its subject, and where should the filmmakers draw the line? So what's next for one of cinema's greatest minds? In 2026, Nolan will release The Odyssey, an ambitious adaptation of Homer's epic poem. The star-studded cast includes Tom Holland, Zendaya, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, and Robert Pattinson. Fans are particularly excited to see Holland in a Nolan film, making a significant step in his career beyond his role as Spider-Man. Known for blending the grand scale of history with deeply personal themes, Nolan's vision for The Odyssey is already generating buzz as a potential masterpiece. Will it continue his streak of redefining genres and capturing audiences worldwide? Only time, and perhaps a journey to Ithaca, will tell. So what is the secret to Christopher Nolan's films? Some say it's the mind-bending narratives. Others believe it's the emotional weight beneath them. But here's the truth. It's both, yet neither. The real secret? Nolan challenges us to think, but never tells us what to feel. Do you agree? Or do you think his films leave too much up for interpretation? Oh, and here's one last thing. In 2024, Nolan was knighted, officially becoming Sir Christopher Nolan. Not bad for a kid with a Super 8 camera, huh? Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're still watching, you've clearly enjoyed it, so why not hit that subscribe button? I'm a small channel just starting out, and your support could help me hit my first 100 subs. Thanks for watching.